Now the funny part about this video is I make coloring stamps, so it's a little bit contradictory, but I'm gonna show you how to use coloring stamps, but you don't have to color the images in. It's a big time saver, and I love doing it because sometimes I don't feel like coloring or I want to make a bunch of cards fast, and this is a really great way to do so and get some really cool bold and graphic looks on your cards. Now today we're using the Caroling Squad stamp set from my line Simon Hurley Create. I love this one because it's super versatile and has tons of fun and playful images in it. I'll link up a video right here where I created 5 cards using just one stamp from the set. So it has tons of versatility, and today I'm going to show how to use it to make some really bold and graphic cards that you don't have to color in or spend a ton of time doing. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so here is a look into the Caroling Squad stamp set. Now I love this one. It actually released a lot earlier in the year, but I just love the fun little playful images of those guys caroling, and then you also have the Christmas tree and different sentiments as well as the wreath to use on those cards. So for this first one, I am doing a little bit of ink blending, but I don't really consider that coloring since we're not going in all the lines and all the details. It's just a really simple way to add color to the background of your card. Now here, I wanted to share kind of how to play around with the placement of images on your card. Sometimes you think that you just have to color these guys in because they're so detailed, but you can also just kind of play around with placement and stuff. In one of the videos that I did, I stamped the tree all around the card, and in this one, I'm taking the little guys and stamping them all over kind of the outer corners so that it looks like you're kind of looking up into a group of them as they're all singing around the card, which I think is so much fun. So after I stamped that, I'm clear heat embossing it onto my white cardstock, but you could do white heat embossing powder as well. And then I'm going to stamp down music notes from the stamp set as well. There's a bunch of little music notes, and I'm just going to stamp those all around these little guys. And this just creates a really fun background. And of course, you could stamp a bunch of little images from the set. I've done that lots before to make your own pattern paper too. But I love kind of playing around with placement, and stamping off the edge too is really helpful. So here, all I'm doing, and you can see how quick and simple this is, I'm using my Simon Hurley Create inks, and I'm just going to do a little bit of ink blending around the edges and leaving the center a little bit lighter. Now I love doing this, and again, it's so simple. This ink blending probably took me maybe 3 minutes, and I used lots of different colors from the collection. Here I'm going in with Triple Berry, then here we have Over the Moon, and you can see just how easily they blend together. When I was creating these, I wanted there to be like zero effort when you're blending, and all the colors blend super smoothly together, which is really awesome. And they create new colors in between too, which I love. So I'm going in with Bee Sting now and just blending all that together. And you can see that color was a little bit darker than the yellow, so it overpowered it a little bit. But if I go back over top with some Over the Moon again, it'll blend out really smoothly. And then once I'm done with that, I'm going to go in, and I can't handle myself. I spray it with a little bit of water, but if you want the completely smooth look, you don't have to. These just react really nicely with water and lift off some of that color to give you some cool texture. Now another cool tip is to use Woof. This is my gray color, but you could use any gray ink you want. But again, it just blends really nicely, and I'm going around the edges and just lightly touching it around all of the edges. Now I don't love matting around with black cardstock. You totally could do that for some contrast, but this is an easy way to get a little bit of contrast and only do this one layer without incorporating a color as bold as black. So this is a great way to separate it from the white cardstock and not have it be as stark, and also give a little bit of a grounding point on the edge. But you could totally leave it just as colorful, but I find this just adds a little bit of kind of darker tones around the edges, almost like in photography when you add that on the edge, and it draws your eye to the center. So here I've stamped down the sentiment from my set, Jingle Bells, Someone Smells, and I just love how simple this one is with the coloring, but using those detailed images to just create a cool background on your card, which I absolutely love. So this next one is going to be even simpler than that one, so you could probably mass produce this. I'm using this background stamp called Piano Recital, which was released along with the Caroling Squad stamp set, and I'll leave a link in the top right corner of a video that I shared on this one as well. It's a really cool stamp that you can peel out the centerpiece and use that separately, so there's lots of versatility. But here I'm just using the Woof ink. This is another little life hack too, and I'm going to stamp onto some Gina K cardstock. Now this is a dark red cardstock. I find it works great with darker colors, but all I'm going to do is stamp that gray color down, and what this is going to do is, if you don't have a dark red like that, it's just going to create a darker tone of that same color red that you have on there. So then I brought in my heat tool here, and I'm just heat setting this. Now you want this to be super dry. When you stamp with almost any ink, my inks dry really fast into the cardstock, and they're not going to smear. However, it'll still be kind of wet inside the cardstock. It's a weird thing, but I made sure this is nice and heat set to make sure the ink is dry, and then I put clear embossing powder, and if it sticks anywhere, I'll brush off the embossing powder, and I'm going to keep heating it until it doesn't stick. This is because I want to emboss on top, and I don't want any of the embossing powder to stick to any of the stamped images already. So then I'm going to go in with my anti-static powder bag to make sure nothing is going to stick, and then I can put it in my mini Misty. Now here I'm lining up the big Christmas tree image and also the Merry Christmas sentiment, which I hand wrote. And I'm going to just stamp those down, and the reason I wanted to show you how to pick it up with your Misty is because you can create tons of cards like this. The Misty is a lifesaver when it comes to Christmas cards, so if you don't have one and you're making a bunch of Christmas cards, I would definitely recommend investing in one. So I'm stamping those down with clear sticky ink, and then I could repeat this card if I want to a bunch of times in the exact same spot. And then I'm going to go over top with some Princess Gold embossing powder from Ranger. I have this in a little container because I use it super often. And then I'm going to go and heat emboss this in. And I love this gold color. You can see here as I'm heating it, it turns really bright and shiny gold, which I just love how that looks against the red color. And that's the card. It's super simple. I just added it onto a white, stark white card base using the cardstock from my line, and I absolutely love how it looks. It's super simple, super graphic, but this might be an image you usually think you have to color in, but you totally don't. Some simple heat embossing looks awesome. Now this one was kind of an outtake, but I wanted to still share it. I didn't create a finished card with it, but I love the technique. So I'm taking the caroling little image here, and I'm going to stamp down the bee sting first, and I'm just rolling the ink pad onto the edge. And then for the middle color, I'm using Triple Berry, and I'm just going to stamp that down right in the center. And then I'm just creating a line of ink with some clear skies. And I'm rolling my ink pads on, so it's only kind of getting a little bit of that color, so it blends them all together. Then I sprayed that to make sure that it's going to kind of move and blend a little bit. I only sprayed it once to not get rid of any of the detail, and then I'll stamp it down onto my cardstock, and it looks so stunning. I love this look and how simple it is. It creates a little bit more interest than just stamping it in black, let's say, and not coloring it. Here I find you don't have to color it because we already used those colored inks, and it almost looks like you kind of watercolored it, I guess, which is awesome. So then I just stamped a simple sentiment, and you could totally leave this as your card. I love this technique, but I just couldn't figure out how to finish the card really well. I tried it several times. I might just add glitter cardstock around the edge and then put it onto a card base, and I think that would look beautiful. It's just a super simple card you can repeat over and over. So then for this last card, I wanted to share something similar on how to use a focal point image if you want to do some ink blending and not color in all the details. So again, I don't really consider this coloring because ink blending is so simple, especially with my inks. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to set that with clear heat embossing powder again over top of the white cardstock, so it's going to create a nice white resist. And after I've done that, I'm going to just start my ink blending. Now here I wanted to show that you don't have to go all the way to the edge, and here I keep it really simple, and there's a couple tricks to this. So if you want to make sure that you don't have too much ink on your blending tool, tap your ink blending tool off to the side a little bit, and start right in the center, and then start fading your color out to the edge. And if you want just a lighter color that fades out to white, it's super simple to do. All you need to do is just don't dip it back into your ink pad. Just keep blending until you get kind of around the edge and until it goes back out to white, which is a little bit hard to explain, but it's really easy when you pick up the blending tool and start blending with the inks. And again, my inks blend like a dream. That was one of the things I wanted to make sure they did super well, and because it's something that I do on almost every card, as you guys can see. So I did it with several colors that I used in that same first card there. Here I'm going in with a little bit of Over the Moon, and you can see the cool colors they kind of make as they go together. And if you notice that something doesn't look quite right here, I just went in and added a little bit of that Over the Moon to the red color, and it created a fun orange at the top too. But I just love how simple these were to blend together and how easy this card was. Again, this one only took me like 2 minutes as well, but just using those coloring images for different things like this in the background is really awesome. And then I just sprayed it down. You guys know I can't help myself with the water, so I just sprayed it with water. But again, if you want it to leave it totally smooth, you definitely can. I just love the texture that this adds and interest to the card. But this was a great way to use the images, and then I just added it onto a card with some sparkle cardstock on either side. But if you don't feel like coloring and you have coloring images in your stash, you know, some simple ink blending or heat embossing is a great way to use them without actually having to color and take hours to color each of these images in. I hope you guys really enjoyed that video as much as I enjoyed filming it, and like I said, sometimes you just don't feel like coloring in all of the lines on an image, so it's really fun to be able to create some awesome cards without having to color things in with some really cool techniques that I showed in today's video. Be sure to leave a comment down below letting me know which card and technique was your favorite from today's video. Also, if you enjoyed it, please give it a big thumbs up. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the little bell icon next to the subscribe button so you never miss another crafting video like this one from me. Have a great day. Bye!